All right, mic check, mic check. There we go. Got to turn my mic on again. Okay. So, thanks for being here. Apologize for the lighting right over here in the workspace. The spotlights aren't really doing what they're supposed to be doing quite yet. I don't know if they just need to warm up or if it's just going to be that kind of a night. But hey, we're here. We're going to try to go ahead and upgrade the TronXY X5S to have the dual extruder assembly, which has a new main board with a touch panel that does a direct one-for-one replacement. It also comes with the secondary motor cable, but it's the new print head, and it's actually got dual small radial fans, the double set of Bowden, and all the cable chaining, the gearbox, master headpiece that we need. The really nice thing that I like about this upgrade is the fact that the eccentric nut is actually on it. The factory one just had the plastic spacer, so that was definitely a nice welcome surprise when I saw it. And where did I just set it down? Alright, well I moved the motor. Oh, there it is. Right beside me. So it also comes with your secondary motor, and it is practically it's a little bit different than the factory one. I think the lever is quite a bit tighter, but in a lot more flexible pathing that looks a lot better. You might be able to get away with some flexible, probably not the really soft stuff, but hey, that'd be a nice follow-up. And then of course the back of the motherboard comes with a nice fan mount to be able to just take it and bolt it right in so that you got nice good airflow. Yeah, it's not adjustable tension on here. There's like no way, if you can see, there's no other but the filament path. There's no other hole on top and bottom of the spring. But as far as like the design of the angle piece, it goes up quite a bit, so that part is nice. Though, yeah, if I was gonna do flexible, I'd probably just get a whole new spring assembly anyway, one that you can actually dial in, or do one that's pretty much just made for flexible filaments. But that's not for tonight. That's we're just gonna kind of play with this. So I've already done some tweaking to mine, so it's not exactly factory setup. As you get this over a little bit, as you can tell, I've kind of integrated mine into a LAC table. I've got all the power supply, motherboard connections, wiring, everything goes to the underside. I've wrapped all my cables kind of around, which a lot of them are hanging right now because I kind of undid everything. But we're going to, I'm still kind of debating if I'm going to move the wiring for the new head assembly to be coming off of the front side, so that the wiring will go right down the channel and then right over by the motherboard, and I'm thinking on the far side, just to make it easier, because right now it goes to the back corner and then down that back extrusion all the way around, and then kind of loops back halfway up front to where the motherboard is currently sitting, which is about almost dead center right here where my hand is. And as you see, I've only got like a couple of the small corner braces, though really I secured it enough when I was building it that these aren't really doing much of anything at this point, so I'm probably not going to keep them when we do this swap out. And it's probably going to look pretty ugly, but the main thing is just to make it print. Everything else, I've got some other planned cable management things that I'm thinking of doing, so it'll be a little bit different anyway. So yeah, guess the first thing we need to probably do is unlock the channel. Sorry if I'm kind of in the way here. There we go. We'll move this up here. And you see the studio lights. Apologize for that. Kind of in a small, just, you know, side office area. Would love to have Scott's huge office, but you know, kids got to be somewhere too, and they take over most of the house anyway. So, all right, so that pretty much frees up the main cable, and we'll tip it on its back side and start undoing some of the other pieces. That around. Take our glass plate off. Don't want that smashing. Set our screen down. And no, it was not secured to the light table. It was just simply sitting on it. I apologize for not being able to. Let me see if I can get the camera control. Where is the live cam camera? Oh yeah, and just in case. I'm not really in frame anymore. This is a shirt supporting Customized 3D, who right now has the, and hopefully for a long time, has the exclusive kit that we're working with today. And no, it wasn't provided by free. I bought it fully knowing that I want this. And as soon as funds became available, I hopped on it. They do some pretty awesome stuff, great support for everybody, so I figured might as well support a shirt by a company that takes care of their people and does some good product. Figure might as well support everybody that I can. And unfortunately, I do not see my camera control. I don't know where this thing is trying to hide tonight. Alright, well, let's see if we can search. Camera. Yeah, it's not doing it. I don't know what. But anyway, so welcome. We got Mr. Makata 123. Welcome. David, nice to see you back, sir. Yeah, we're gonna be doing the E2 dual color upgrade, but it was kind of just taking a pause moment to kind of show off what I got. So currently this is the 24 volt power supply. It's a 20 amp. I've got it in the frame mount and the full IC or the port cover on it, so that we don't have to worry about it. It is going directly off the MOSFET right here and then tied into the board. Of course, the cables to the board, pretty much all the cables are kind of routing around, kind of screwy at the moment because I need to put some cable management holes in the table. The orange over here is my Raspberry Pi that I've got to swap out the fan because I put some 24 volt fans so I'd have something else, but man, are they loud. And then on the far side is the factory PSU that controls everything but heated bed, and then below, right beside the power supply, which is a bit hard to see at this angle, but I've got the buck converter, 12 volt to 5 volt to power the Pi, and but the motherboard is not going to go in this spot where it is under here. It's actually going to go up on the frame. So that's why I say some of the cables are going to look a little horrible tonight. But again, the big thing is just to make it print. So I'm going to go ahead and disassembling everything. And hopefully not ignore chat too much. For the hot end, hold on. Okay. Oh, welcome, Rover King. If you use a MOSFET for the hot end and fans, you can run 24 volt to the full printer. Huh, interesting. Okay. Is the Cyclops setup that they've got, is it able to do dual voltage? I didn't know hot ends could do that. I thought they were one or the other. There's that one. Two end pumps. Two fans. And where is my... Does it have a smooth... And of course, they're all flat. There we go. I have a feeling, looking at some of my wiring here, that I may have cut it a bit too short initially. Worked good for that setup, but I don't think it's going to work too well for this. We will have to see. Who knows? I may end up putting the motherboard screen assembly. I may put it right here on the leg itself. All right, motherboard is out. Okay. Control board and motors are all good for 24 volt. Need a 24 volt hot end. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Scott. Welcome, Wiley. Let's see. Doing dual extruder. Yes, sir, Mr. David. Doing dual extruders on this. Okay. All right. So this was kind of what I was curious about there, Scott. So the motherboard fan, I put a JST connector on it to run a separate set of wire off of the 24 volt because they were 24 volt fans, and I did a little split adapter to do that. I'm thinking of just moving that wire over at a later point, but the way that they sent the kit, the motherboard fan already has a JST connector on it, but I didn't see like an open fan port to put it on unless they were trying to say you can plug it into the LED 1224 spot, but then I didn't see any code to be able to like specifically control that port. So I don't know, that'll be interesting. guess part of this, yeah, I need to take these zip ties out. And just black electrical tape. Well, like I said, I mean, I got extra wire with the JST connector. I got 2 of them actually right here. Hard to see. I ran both of the lines originally off of the 24 volt just because I had 2 CC Tree had some extra factory returns of 24 volt fans that they couldn't do anything with, and when I was good with them, they were like, "Hey, do you want it? Because it's a factory return." I was like, "Sure, send it my way." So I ended up with 2 24 volt fans. So weirdly enough, that's kind of how that played out, but I don't know if it's gonna be able to do much more than just a good story at this point. All right, so let's rotate this back. So that whole mess of cables will just stay. So I need. But what do you think, Scott? Should I run the cable chain to the front this time, just to give that a little bit of extra room to the extruder, or to the motherboard to have it, you know, be that much closer, or just run it like I had and just kind of group all the extra cable underneath? Yes, Brian Vines, welcome. These are actually custom made legs. Hacksaw 101 decided to put them in half. I've actually got the other half still in the drawer. It's a little hard to see at the moment, but the right here on the back side, I mean, my my E10 has the other half of the legs, and I put little caps on them because I wanted the whole thing just shorter, because this has got such a tall volume. I didn't want to have to reach forever. So, but yeah, I mean, it works. All right, let's see. What would be the best way to get this off? All right, pull that out. Just so I have room to work. Front right corner? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Figured you'd say that. Alright. Original motor is out of the way. Alright. Let's get... Sorry, I'm making it so hard to see what I'm doing over here. Apparently, my screwdriver wants to make music tonight. Good thing I removed the glass. Alright. Those two put away. Alright, how are we gonna get the... I kind of miss my wiring harness. I got all the stuff with JST connectors, so I can remove stuff pretty easy. Now all that's gonna go away. All right. Well, all except for the hot end, I would say. Hot end of the thermistor are still the original cables, but all of the fans, well, okay, so I don't have everything. So basically the two fans, I ran JST connectors so that I could swap them out since they tend to burn out before anything else would. That's... Alright, let me see. Oh, swap cameras around? Alright. Let me see if the other one... I don't have the chat up on the other, but... Let's see. Round cam. Okay. Okay, so this that camera doesn't want to go in front. Alright, so we'll move it over here for a minute. It'll be a little strange. Chet should come back here in just a minute, hopefully. Alright. Check. Oh, it's only it's a standard X5S. It's just on a elevated table and everything, and you're looking at a upward angle, so it's not super tall. I wish. That's actually hint hint next or this Saturday. I know people keep making jokes of, well, why did you do it? But I've got a large format Delta. Going to do another live stream build for pretty much early afternoon till however long it takes, I guess. It's gonna be that'll be fun too. Alright, so I need, what size is that? Yeah, bigger than that. Alright. I will cheat and... Oh, there it is. There's the small one. Alright. Yeah, so this one, because it doesn't have an eccentric nut, you actually got to just straight, without taking the whole gantry apart. But the only way to take it off is to take off that whole bottom wheel. It's a bit crazy. Alright. But contrary to popular belief, and I don't know, maybe I was just lucky, but I didn't have wobble in the gantry. I didn't have a lot of the issues that I've seen people like really complain about. I didn't have really any of those. My stock setup issues were just me not knowing what I was doing, trying to read some instructions that I should have pre-read beforehand, but I didn't, so I was confusing myself and doing weird stuff. And of course, before I even met Scott, so I didn't have a resource to go to till the very end after I'd already built it and was still having problems for quite a while. And then it was like, met up with him, and lo and behold, we got it printing pretty quick. That's it, ties off, print out, get this one going. Alright. And funny enough, the belts, after dealing with the A-net, I had never even cut the belts. I just put all these fancy contraptions to keep the belts like somewhat tidy. I was like, I don't want to have to redo everything. It's ridiculous. But anyway. Alright, so we're going to be reusing as much of the factory parts, because that's what this kit is designed. It's supposed to be a 1-for-1. Okay. And there you go, my friends. There's the extruder assembly detached. Salvage that genuine E3D on something else now. Okay. Let's get that over. Let's see what I missed. All right. Oh, I missed some text here on Saturday. Yep. I got views on A-net power supply video cover and tapered off. And plus the STL for the. Well, yes, Brian Vines, that it was a pretty awesome supply. The one that I put in there is these big, bulky ones that I've got. I like them personally, but that's only because I couldn't find anything else that had a good INC switch holder. And if I would have known more about Tinkercad or been coming in at this point and saw your awesome design, I would have just used it too. Alright, we have 14 printers. Okay. Remove belts, loosen 2 bolts on one side, roll X carriage off that, then slide on new X carriage, then redo bolts and belts. Remove belt, loosen 2 bolts on one side. Do what now? Okay, so are you just saying to trying to figure out where the camera is. Oh, there it is. All right, so you're saying just loosen this one and then rock it on there? Or are you talking about the gantry, like loosen this to like angle, slide, and put that? I didn't get what you were saying. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, it'd be much easier to do that half of it. So it is a Cyclops hot end that they did like a E3D silicone sock clone. Smart thinking there, Mr. Worthington. All right. Sorry, a little crazy there. Okay. Come on. All right, where is? Where did I just put it? Oh, there it is. Let's see if this is small enough. Thin enough to go in there and grab the bolt. Oh, just thick enough. I can't grab that very well. But that's the right size. All right, so. That's gonna be enough. Oh, man. Come on. Slide on. Oh, there we go. Okay, that is super, super tight, but at least it's on and I'll do the adjustments. Okay. Just the 2 bolts off one side of the 2020. Oh, I forgot I had that eccentric nut. I thought it was already loose, but apparently not. Where did I put my accessories? And it doesn't have my wrench in there. Where's my small 8-nut wrench? Okay. There we go. That just doesn't look right there, Scott. Let's see if now I can reach it easy. That's too loose. That's too tight. There we go. All right, cool. That'll work. All right. Let's get this a little bit. All right, so wires. I'm somewhat out of the way to get, where did I just put those bolts? You know, the only thing I hate about working in a small area is you set stuff down and it grows legs. There they are. Hello, trolling for dollars. Jake from State Farm. Oh, nice. Getting a resin. Awesome. Well, in my case, it's not so much tools, though I do misplace those as well. It's these small M3 nuts and bolts. I always misplace those. All right. Set that there. Yeah, I need to place an order for a whole bunch of nuts and bolts. Because something tells me that when I build the kids' ANET conversion Core XY printer, that I'm going to be short. Even though the kit says in the book that, oh yeah, it uses all the hardware from the A8. You don't need anything else. And then as you read on, yeah, you probably need some else. A couple of the guys are saying, oh, by the way, the instructions aren't even right because you're missing like 2 more whole bracket gantries that you need, and it's not listed on there. So don't forget to print them out. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, that part's done. You know what? I just realized kind of why I couldn't find the 2 screws that I was looking for the top belts, because I never took them off the old hot end, or the old gantry piece, hot end assembly piece, whatever you want to call it. That's why I misplaced them. They're still on the equipment. All right. Where do you think, Scott? Where should we put the this piece? I'm thinking like what, right on the, no, because that'd be in belt path. What, on the front edge over here? Put it on the side, higher than the gantry. That's gonna get really close. Front edge. Okay. Just a beautiful tubing. You put it like right close here, like right in front of the front edge of that plate. Alright, like I said, if it's a little messy, we'll figure it out, and then we'll do some wiring, tidy up off camera. Okay. Belts. Who got the belts? This thing is blowing up. Hold on a second. Oh, you sent pictures to Facebook. All right. It's not Facebook. There we go. All right. Oh, you did the front inner edge. Okay. Well, that looks like a good spot. Only got one screw nut holding it in. I can easily just swap that around. So we'll do this way. Alright, so you did. Oh, you went the other way. Okay, well, I need to adjust the wiring a little bit later, then I'll do that. Flip the chain so it's attached inwards. Alrighty, sir. I will flip the chain so it's attached inwards. So on the hot end, okay, I see what you did. Okay, that makes sense. Just flop this whole thing like that. Makes it an easier path for the wires anyway. to tighten some of this up a bit more later. Only right now, where it gets my OCD kicking. Alright, so that's up and out of the way. Alright, let's see what else did we do. Yeah, I did a lip print on the bed anyway. Ah, you went on the back side. I see. So I'm just going all kind of craziness. Well, at least the wires are in good. They're not going to get pinched. We'll deal with the OCD tidy up, clean up later. Because I'm sure that'll be coming around here pretty soon. Okay. Wire bundle to the outer edge for now. No. Yeah. No. Can't go outer edge. Because then it would hit the belts. And that looks like it's going to hit the belt too, though. How did you do that part of it? Oh, I see. Okay. Where is that little bit? Yeah. I got a little bit of wrapping right here. Oh, it should already been on the screen for a while. I just meant like when I flipped or accidentally hid the backdrop to try to get the little camera up in the top right out, that it kind of dropped the chat for a second. But yeah, looks like it's been on the screen for a little bit now. It went right on the inside edge. Okay. Alright. And I'm guessing you did what, like kind of a little zip tie or whatever? Yeah, it looks kind of like it. Are they all over there? I'm thinking they're all over there. Oh. Okay. Well, sometimes it happens. Ah, Jason, you got the old 2E board? Oh, that's the one that was being shown off earlier? Was it TronXY 113 or something like that? Okay. Alright, so we are going to take this off. This wasn't doing anything anyway. Man, Scott, this upgrade's making me take out like all my cool orange off of everything. Have a one-hole clamp and split loom holding it in place. Oh, okay. got something else on that corner. We'll add that later. All right. Let's see what it would be. I guess let's go ahead and get the belt going. All right, so through here. This way, out, around, should be the upper, right? I'll come here to the front, pull like that. Let's see. Ooh, I need to print new ones. Just put zip ties on that. Okay. Find the zip ties. That is attached. And other belt. Okay. So that would go this way. In front of it here, around bottom, around bottom, back over here. Come on, go in. Sorry about that, Norman. I didn't say it was going to be like fully interesting. I mean, I'm just wiring up a E2 upgrade, but you know, it's doing the boring part of getting the belts right at the moment. Oh, yeah, I may have to print a couple of those there, Scott. All right, last belt. All right, that is now set. I'll just do one. I'll do a twist tie, not a zip tie. These extra belt wires out of the way. I don't want to trim them quite yet, so I'll make sure everything is nice and tidy, and then I guess if I can't find a different kind of retainer that I don't have to actually cut anything. Okay. Which is kind of what I did the first time too. Alright, that part's done. Cable chain, mostly secure. Okay, let's see what is the next thing. Let's get our motors in. Where is... There it is. Alright, so later I'm going to put another, print a new whole motor bracket. Because right now this one is like a little odd being opposite. Plus, I guess I got to make a matching set now. I hope I can get this one out. Do you need to close out all of YouTube and come back in? Oh, that Bowden tube is definitely in there. I may just end up having to put that in the hot end. Alright, let's get the other motor mount hooked in. Find another bolt. And where's my team? I swear, I lose these T-nuts all the time. I have a bag full of stuff. There's one. And I always keep misplacing it. Alright, sorry, just getting the bolts and T-nuts into the motor mount so I can hook this thing up, and then we should be able to start going kind of rapid fire, hopefully. Alright, so for now, I'm just going to put it on this other front right corner, or front left corner, just so I can test it, make sure it works, everything's good. I don't know why that says Z2. Alright, so that's got here. And this will come under for now. Okay, let's get some board wiring going and get this thing done. All right, Z. I'll do Z1 for that side for right now. And this is Y. If I remember right? Yeah, Y. Y motor. Okay, this bundle. Under. This is 2 and X. Okay. This is E1, E2. Alright, where are those? Man, I can't see anything on the board. Oh, what's that, Scott? What is the idea? Oops, sorry. Let me bring that down to the board, sorry. So that is the bed temp and E temp. Okay. Bed thermistor. Yeah. That's gonna be fun. Okay. Alright, well the rest of it's labeled pretty easy. So there's and one, you know what? It's because this is wobbling like crazy anyway. I might as well make it easy on me. Just set it down. Okay, so this is E-temp. E-temp is on that side. This is fan 2. Seriously? Of course the wire gets half mixed in. That's how it works. Bundle up these cables and just hope nothing gets tangled up. Alright. X. Where's the X stop? Oh, hell. What is that? Okay. Filament. Okay, there's the X stop. Huh. Hey Scott, if I'm reading this right, it looks like it's got 2 filament out sensor positions already on the board. This is the Y, this is Z. Now one of the spots on here says filament, and there's 2 side by side without a, the second one doesn't have any markers on it. Right up at the top edge. Oh no, I'm sorry. That says a Z positive and then a filament out, or it says filament on the other one. So a Z positive and a filament. That is interesting. Alright, now we get the power wires. See, my screwdriver is just like, I know earlier I said I don't misplace my tools as much as the nuts and bolts, but apparently I misplaced my tools just as much. Buried it under something. There it is. Okay. Alright, where is hot end? Well, It's a little bit different than I'm used to. These green connectors pinch by pulling up away from the board to get tight. So you have to drop the hole down, put the wire in, and then when you tighten it, pulls everything towards the screw itself. All right. Let's see how am I going to pull this off. All right. Yeah, I think eventually I'm going to put the board lower because, I mean, even where it's at now, the thermistor would reach the board just barely, but in this current configuration, or excuse me, when I move the board down, it will just barely reach. In this current configuration, there's no chance of it reaching. Not with this sleeve the way it is. But again, said the wiring wasn't going to be super pretty, so. What? I got something newer than Scott? That's kind of cool. Though I thought they gave you like the latest and greatest always. Oh, and this wire wrap that I'm cutting through right now, please don't feel bad. This was actually Halloween webbing, and it was like 6 feet of this like almost like expandable tubing kind of a thing. It's not nylon. It's not as high grade, obviously. It's got like a little bit of a glitter to the black, but it was at the dollar store, so I mean literally I got a ton of it, so it makes it easy to just snip snip and be good to go. Alright, so that bed wire, I'll drop that in for now so we can have the control. Alright, well, since we're so close to do the computer side to get the dual extruder set up, if anybody's got a profile or anything that they don't mind sharing to make that go a bit faster, because I didn't have a whole lot of good luck. I tried to talk to Simplified 3D about it, and they gave me a whole sheet of what to do, but I haven't had a chance to really sit down and read it all. So, alright. Damn it, forgot the power wires. Oh man. Alright, so that's for that. Yeah, we're gonna have to just temporarily put the screen underneath, or in the middle of the board, or middle of the space here. And I'll do some rewiring later. And it looks like this board, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but it looks like it is set up for dual voltage. Got it written right at the power connector, 12/24. So everybody, I guess that's getting the 24-volt bed upgrade. I guess, like you said, we said earlier, if you had the a hot end of 24-volt with a thermistor that can do, right? That's all the motors can do, dual voltage. For right now, we just won't connect the heated bed just because that's too small for the MOSFET to get in there and do all that jazz. It's a little too much work for right now. All right. I don't know what would be the, I guess what, like that? Probably be better. Okay. Yeah, these were long Bowden tubes. Alright, well currently the original one, that push to fit connector, is not wanting to release. Yay, kids are finally in bed. I don't have any more push to fit that have the small thread on it. Already said what, Scott? What did I? Oh yeah. No, I was just mentioning that you'd said that earlier. Sorry if I more said we said it, but yeah, you said it earlier that that probably wouldn't work, or it would work if you change that other thing out. So, all right, well, I'll have to do some Bowden trimming later, but man. All right, well, at least they're both connected. We'll get this. Oh, I didn't bite at all. Okay, there we go. All right. Swap the Bowden off one of the feeds for the hot end. Yeah. Did it, done it. All right. Plug that back in. Although, yeah, looks like I might have to do a lot of redesigning with wiring and all that jazz later. It's pretty horrible right at the moment. All right, but let's get some power. Let's fire this baby up. Unless you guys see anything else that I missed, and everything's connected on the board. I'm gonna have to bust out my super long USB cable. We don't have the heated bed, just because the distance that it's gotta go. Okay. Oh, you know what? All right, there we go. Scott, I would definitely talk to him about maybe getting something else for music. Jeez. See if you can program that. That welcome song is a little crazy there. Oh, alright. I have to hold those wires a little bit. I don't have any extra wire wrap right at the moment. Let's get big USB cable. Yeah. Oh, all the bowler. Oh, I didn't know that. So this stock board on that power connector, and I'm sure it's not gonna focus. It just, oh, I was on the wrong one anyway. So on that one, come on, focus, focus. Yeah, it just says power 12 volt. It doesn't have a /24. That's the only reason why I was saying that. Make sure you get ready to adjust Z home. I've been told it's a bit shorter with, or a tiny bit shorter with the E2 hot end. Oh, okay. Alright. Plug that in. Plug that in. Alright. Man, I got stuff all over my desk. Ugh. I'll definitely have to figure out something for Saturday because this is not good. Alright. So let's see what the yeah, hard zoom. It's not wanting to focus in on that. Yeah, custom boot screen would be nice. All right, system info. Cool. Well, so this one says it's version 1.4.1 RC18M4. UI is colorful 0.8. And then the ID's got a bunch of numbers, but I'm sure you don't need any of that. Delay on posting chat. Yeah, my internet's been going a little bit crazy, so it's probably a little bad. All right, tools. Manual. Ah, there we go. All right, so we want X. Okay, Scott, it doesn't look like this was set up for Core XY because every single one of the 3 directions moves 2 things at least. The Z up is, hold on, I think I might have plugged it in wrong on the board because that was moving only one side, but yeah, I think hold on. I'll retract that statement for a minute. It's probably as long as the chat delay. sure I actually got this right. Okay, so this wire is connected to E2. Yes, E. No, I had those backwards there. Alright. This is the primary. No. Okay, yeah, I had those right. Okay, those two are correct. This is. Yeah, it's in Z2. And Z1 goes. Okay, so that was where my problem was. So I plugged Z, it was actually Y. Now that makes sense. Okay. This wire. Yeah, that's okay. So that is in Z. All right. Now I'm sure we're gonna cook with Crisco. All right. Tools. Manual. X. Okay. Y. Z. All right. It tells me I got a little too much tension. Gantry. Yeah, I'm cantilevered or cantered. I think when I started tightening everything, I tightened it a bit too much. All right, let's see if I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sort that out a little bit later, but the gantry is just slightly skewed, but that Y belt was really loose. Well, at least it's running. Yeah, one belt's a little too tight and the other one's too loose. I can already see that. Let's slide our this one there. There's my two binder clips. either. All right. So back. What is the TPA adjust? I didn't read that one. Of course, didn't have a book either, but. I need two things that are the same height. I don't have two. Yeah, I do. Where's these fit? Okay, so. Level. Why aren't you detecting? Okay. So that time it was the Z stop is not tapping right. X5 is a big printer area. Yeah. Yeah, and thankfully you sent me that that replacement belt pack because it looks like I've got a super stretched section of the belt all the way back here. I don't know if it's probably what, a hand width right before the motor. I mean, the belt like goes down in, and you can see like one tooth becomes like the area of like 3 or 4 teeth. So yeah, I'm gonna have to swap all those belts out, but gotta figure out the Z switch not activating. I don't know why it's rotating itself and not tripping. So Something is definitely screw with this this Z stop over here. There's my screwdriver. Pretty cool that like the new or the current firmware that's on here, every time an end stop gets hit, I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, it's plugged in the right spot. It's just on, I think I've kind of damaged this bracket that you sent me, because now it's like it was cantered and not activating the switch. Probably because I only had one screw in it. Sure, that helped a lot. First, this is a small enough. No, not small enough. All right, let me see if I got a replacement second screw here. And of course, no. Let's check this box. Yes. All right. Got a whole mess of them. That'll help. All right. Having that touchscreen is pretty cool. Yeah, so I guess if we were paying attention, I think that means that's what? Printer 3 me 1 or printer 3 me 0? I don't know. I think the printer is winning in this battle. You know, Scott, I think I'm actually going to have to put an extension in under here to do the offset, because that bed is almost completely, the screws for it are almost completely all the way down. Let's try even just that much. man, that is almost dead on. I might just get this thing level with just the screw here. Yep. All right, cool. So we will add that. We'll do the rest by bed knob. Okay. Filament in there. Okay, so how does that? Oh, that's all right, Tony. Well, I mean, I've been printing since I got a lot of my issues fixed. I've been printing like crazy, and honestly, it'll knock out prints and do a pretty damn good quality. Let's see if I can grab this. And that's even with a 0.6 nozzle that I just had on it. And we're going back to a 0.4 because that's what the factory sent. But, I mean, I don't know how well that's going to focus. I mean, that's 0.2 layer height on a 0.6 nozzle. And that was printed at 100 millimeters a second. I mean, you can barely, I know it's marble filament, so it's a little bit, there we go. I mean, you can barely see the lines, but you can't hardly feel them, especially with it. But I mean, for how fast I'm getting it to print, and that was just straight 0.2, I mean, it's not bad. But this, we're actually swapping over to the dual extruder piece so that it's got the 2-color. So this will be the initial print, really. So, I mean, we'll see. It should be pretty good, I would imagine. Otherwise, they probably aren't selling too many of these kits. And the fact that Customized 3D has pretty much got the exclusive on that. I mean, I know they're fairly new, but I mean, even they sell the full dual extruder, like full kit. So, I mean, not just, I mean, the whole printer and everything. So, I mean, yeah. All right. Let me see what I missed. Well, Jake, I also have small printers, so, you know, I can do big and small. Alright, I have not touched the office work. Okay, nice. This is the way mine is currently. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some wire extensions and figure out what I'm gonna do. Because I mean, the nicest place would be right here up at the front for the screen, but I may just put a hole through here to do the cable management underneath, and you know, tie it in like it has been. But then again, it's almost like, well, maybe I should just put the screen right here on this corner. And then that way the wires are right there, but the only thing I'm worried about is the power wire on the bottom side, because I don't want that dipping too low before it comes back up, so you know it doesn't get hit by anything. If I have it up here and I have the cable hole right through the top side to go down, then I can just run the cables through it and then be right up on the bottom edge of the table in the back. Plus, it'd make it closer for the Raspberry Pi to just have this super short USB cable, because I got a little, only like a 6-inch right there. I mean, that reaches right up to the front edge here, but if I go up through a hole, then it might still be just long enough to reach. I may have to shift the Pi forward just a hair, but I mean, that's only 2 mounting screws, so that'd be pretty easy. Alright, but anyway, let's get over to Simplified 3D. Screen on top, cable through the table would look nice, I think. Yeah, I think so too. And I may end up doing like a small punch, you know, scale down the I think they got one that's more like for filament, but just like maybe make it just a little bit bigger, or just scale the lac table whole thing that I've got and just scale it on the X and Y, you know, thinner, so that I can just drop a small one by the motors. That way, you know, those aren't having to wrap around and go under. They just go right through the holes on either side and just look a little bit cleaner overall. I'd rather have the cable management underneath. Alright, but for now, let's go over to the desktop. Yeah, I'll keep that kind of in frame a bit. Alright, so let's get that USB cable up out of the way so I don't accidentally hit it. Tools. Let's do machine control. Column 9. Connect. Something else, I already have it. Let me double check the computer real quick. Manager. Messed up the driver again. It's like all of these have the same stupid driver, but then they all mess up. Everybody's got this CH340. I've got like 3 different devices, but every time I disconnect and connect it manual, it messes with the driver that makes it where it says that it's not even reachable, even though it's trying to assign a port number. It does it every time. Unable to install. Okay. I don't know why you're unable to install it, because hold on a second. Alright, 3D printer, install. It's a factory drive. Software. Install. Why do you have a problem opening the port now? Now you're working. Fine. Close. Yeah. Alright. Come on. I know y'all don't want to hear my beautiful singing here. Why can't you open the port? I don't understand. Alright, Scott. Need your assistance. Why is this doing this? Oh, because it didn't decide to update on the screen. Yes, delete the software. Guess I gotta reinstall this stupid driver. I guess I didn't uninstall it the first time the correct way, so now I gotta do it again. Alright, drive is pre-installed. Okay, let's plug her in. Okay, refresh. COM 10. Connect. No, I know, Scott. It just... I mean, when I first opened the box, I had it connected because, you know, and I had it connected everything. I had it on USB for the power, so it would get it, and I didn't have a single issue. Now I don't understand why it's deciding to act like this. I don't get it. I mean, it's the same CH340 driver that was on the original TronXY, because that's what it even says in Windows, that that's what it is. It's not a CP, what is that? CP2102 like the console. The ANET boards aren't that way. Oh, don't start locking up now. I may just have to end up doing just a SD card print just to do it. Alright, anybody else got it? Like some ideas? That's like really irritating. Oh, now it says Windows found and updated the driver. There we go. Okay. I don't know what that was all about. Hey, Minnesota Maker. Alright, so at least we're getting temperature readings. That's cool. Alright, let's do jog controls. Perfect. Nice. Alright. Good. We can see it, so let's... Alright. As you can see, I'm a little rusty on this side anyway, because I do things through Octoprint. I just set up the print jobs and then kind of go from there. So, let's see. We want. Let me pull up my old. Where is? Nope, that's not online. That's not online, but that one's online. So let's get some G code to move where we need to on the bed. All right. Custom control. Edit. All right. So we want. Let's try that. I'll do 300. Yeah. Yeah, not a good idea to not lift the head before you slide across. That way you're not scraping up your PEI sheet that's on your bed. That's funny. I already got a bunch of holes and scrapes in that one anyway, so. Okay. G0Z10. I hate my keyboard. Okay. All right. Alright, so one thing I would say based off of that home procedure right there that I would really like, you know, if you want to, Scott, yeah, I'm not going to print much. It's really just going to be a quick of a test print and then just kind of go from there. But, let's see, I need 600. No, not feed rate 600. What is it? 30s. My keyboard, I hate this stupid thing. This wireless thing is driving me nuts. Oh, yeah. Cold extrude, duh. Oh, that's right. Okay, so we need to set up a machine profile. That is what I forget. Alright. Bam. We are on. Okay, so I tried to set up some basic stuff here. I don't know how well I'm actually doing. Where's the simplified 3D little email they sent me? Oh, they even included. Oh, they included a Creality CRX because it has the same basic thing. All right. Well, okay, let's just import that and then build that to our what we need. Slicer programs. I'll just put it in there. Import. CRX. Alright, let's CRX. Okay. Extruder 1, extruder 2. Yeah, I don't know how much any of this is going to be right, but you know. Oh, okay, so they just labeled it as shared heater. That's pretty good. We're going to turn that off for now. We've got 330. 330, believe it at 400, yeah. Since they don't have anything else. Okay, so here's where they were saying Add a G92E0 and then G1E tool chain. Well, here. Let me just open this and see if y'all can make sense of it. Alright, so hopefully that's coming out. Alright, Scott. Thanks for hanging out, though. Let's see if I can... Alright, there we go. Alright, so they included the CRX, like I said. Tool change retraction distance and the other tab to the length needed to get the filament out of the splitter, and then you can add the following lines in your tool change script in the scripts tab of your process settings. Okay, so I'm guessing this is probably all right. I don't know. All right, tool. Okay, tool change. Wow, that 90 millimeters. I mean, the whole thing from the tip to the here's my extruder. I mean, that would pull it clear out of the boat. I mean, the junction port. It's like from bed, which is where it's at 0, right at the very tip of the nozzle, even to just the PTFE couplers is only 67. So that's the very top of the tool head. So I wonder. I guess I popped something in it. Alright, so let's say just 60, not 6600. Okay, there we go. Just do 60, I guess. Alrighty, so the tool change happens anytime T0 or T1 is on the screen. G92, make sure to scroll down. Pull the actual. We need to set this right or whatever it is required to pull the filament all the way out past the Y split. Also included a more complex script to retract regular retract amount, then move to the ooze, then perform a tool change, just avoid blobs along. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty much all they gave me. Alright, who's got ideas for a base do color test? Because this kit didn't come with any instruction page, because like I said, it's just a 1-for-1 swap. It didn't come with a SD card. It didn't come with files. Not that they really need it, but I mean, it didn't come with anything, so. Okay, Thingiverse. Let's see. Dual color test. See if anybody's got any basic dual color test models. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's download. We can remove all of that. Okay. Oh, we could do a 2-color benchy. I was just thinking something small. Just to see if I've actually got it working. But I guess, I mean, yeah, we could do a 2-color benchy. I don't know. I mean, this is my first 2-color anything, so I mean, let's see. I don't need a dual rook. I need, let's see, dual benchy. Alright, so dual extrusion wizard. Oh, okay, so it's already got color 1, color 2, and process. Okay. I guess that's all I gotta do. Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at that, look at that. Already got the priming tower. Alright, so active. Oh, there you go. Look at the dual color. So it's gonna prime the first one, because I think it goes outside in, and then prime the second one. I don't know. This is gonna be pretty cool. Okay. So we will be printing over USB, but I also need to load both colors. So I guess let's find another color. So I got white. Let's see, what would be another decent color? Blue's pretty forgiving and easy to use. I'm gonna put my other See, I'm always setting stuff down and I never remember where in the world I set it down. That all the way in, that all the way out. That should hold. Okay. Let's get. Oy, jeez. That is a lot of tension. I know this won't be the final location of these extruders, just mainly wanting to test it, and then we got this test and it works, then I am I'll be pretty excited about that. I don't know. how far it needs. We'll go right there. Yeah, that didn't work out well at all. Alright, so that's a no-no. Don't do what I just did. Alright, where did I put my other filament run? Alright, there we go. Both filaments loaded. Ugh. Let's see if this works. Okay, let me catch up. 2-color binary. Which splitter did it come with? We find some settings for the retraction length on the Banggood side are bigger best. Some 10 by 10 squares. And one in one color, one in the other. Oh, okay, yeah. We can do that. So you're saying like maybe just do 2 of just the basic cubes? And just throw 2 of them on there and then select it one each color? No, I don't need centering targets. Alright, so we will do to 10. No, oops. Ah, it's not what I wanted. Okay, how do you? Can you undo? Alright, what is? Okay, there we go. Alright, but I don't want to group and align. Alright. Messed it up. Okay. Try that again. We'll do 10. Do extrusion wizard. Don't group. Oh, 10 by 10 by 1? Okay. There we go. Hey, no problem. I understand with the whole caps. Get it. All right. Which splitter did it come with? Though it came with the Cyclops head. So I mean, it's factory. You know, 2 in, 1 out. Um, so I guess yeah, we'll see. I mean, wow, that's a lot to purge. Purge block is even bigger than the cubes. But that'll only take 6 minutes, so that's pretty cool. Alright, does it have... Yeah, it's got my priming line. Alright, well... let's do it to it. You know what, let me double check, make sure... Temp, heat bed, yeah, see, because I have... Okay, just want to make sure that... Almost no retraction, okay. So like what, 1 millimeter? Or just turn off retraction? Okay, then in that case, it said the tool head, like when I measured it, and I can measure it again just to make sure. From flat 0 to the top of the Cyclops, like where the push fit connectors screw in, is a grand total of 68. What would be so? Okay, so 0.5 for retract. Go ahead and do that. 0.5 for the retract. And then same with the tool head retraction. I know it says CRX. That's what Simplified 3D sent me. That's why I was just trying to go with that. So what do you think, like maybe just 1 millimeter retraction for the tool change? That way it barely moves out of the block? Or you think it needs a bit longer than that? I mean, because if you look at a standard nozzle, I mean, it's 12.4 millimeters by itself. I mean, that's just the nozzle into the heat break. And I can't really tell. I don't know enough about this stuff. It's got 2 heat breaks. Okay, Chinese Cyclops has a V splitter and 1 opening at top of heater block, not heat break. This one does have a heat break. You can see the difference between the heat block itself. There's a small gap, that way it can have the E3D cloned sock, and then you have the cold end part for the fan and everything. I don't know if that helps any. Okay. So are we thinking based off of that, then what, just 1 millimeter for the tool change retraction and a 0.5 for just the like regular retraction? So like 1 millimeter for when it's doing the color swaps? Or do we need to go a little bit higher than that, lower than that? I mean, again, because just a nozzle itself from tip to the end of the thread is 12 millimeters by itself, so that would tell me that that's fully in the heat block. But if it doesn't pull out enough, wouldn't it still be like almost color mixing? Which, I mean, yeah, at some point I would like to do. Oh, okay. Well, how long would you say the tool change? How far up do I need to just get it into the cold zone? Like just out of the heat block? Enough to clear the... see, the thing is, there's no documentation, so I don't have anything to like go off of. Okay, so the nozzle is 12. That gap, that's probably about close to 15. So I guess, oh, if you look on Banggood, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, according, all right, let me, on Banggood, that's the only 2 styles that they show, and that doesn't look like it. Trying to see if I can find a picture. I mean, honestly, it looks almost like they took the top half, but then instead of the big heat block, they just put in a standard E3D clone typed small square block. Like, it doesn't look anything special. I'm not even... where's the customized 3D? Stop. Yeah, that's a horrible picture. And see, they even changed it from the one that Customized 3D like has on the website, which is where I ordered it from. I mean, they've already updated it from there, because on theirs probably looks a little bit more like that's on the screen. They sit angled. When you have a V-splitter, try starting with 40mm retract for tool change. Okay, well, we'll just do that. All right, 40 for the tool change. All right, so if we're gonna do 40 for the tool change, you think just the, what about for the regular retract? Mark 8, 2 in, 1 out, hot end. All right, so stop giving me these stupid coupons. I don't care. I guess this would be the best, closest thing that's kind of to it. So you can see it. So it's got the 2 at an angle. It does have, but the fan is not directly on the cool block. It's on the outer shell. But then it's like that. It's like just a standard nozzle, small heat block. But then it's got a one single throat, and then it's got the silicone sock on top of it. Regular retract would be the same as any Bowden. Okay. Well, since they had 5 in the initial, we'll just put 5 back. Okay. We'll just try with this and see how that goes. Alright, print over USB. Don't know if we can. Alright, so let's go back to max min cam. Because I don't know where my other tripod is right at the moment. this one over in time. Something's ramping up. There we go. Alright, so it's a 161 for the nozzle. Let's see if I can get this. Bear with me for a minute. Keep trying to drop back. There we go. All right, 205. I got nothing coming out of either side, so I don't know what in the world's going on at this point. Alright, so it should be on color 2, but nothing came out of the first color at all. I mean, there's just a small hair gap above the bed, so it's not like it's... I don't know. It's not doing any colors. I guess we'll just stop it. Yeah, because this definitely didn't do any of this. Or, sorry, I'm on the desktop screen. Alright, if it jams more, look at, okay. Alright, well, it's still the same, so let's jog the controls. Let's move. Oop. Go.
want to get this to go tool head. It's definitely hard to push in manually. All right. Well, at least there's color coming out. All right. I think I just don't have that button tube in all the way where it's supposed to be. That's probably the problem right there. It looks like it got a kink in it. It's in the filament. Probably jamming up. Stream froze for a bit. Oh, the thing looks like a black. Yeah, no, it's the color correction of this really super crappy webcam. Apologize for that. But no, it's not in the blast furnace. I don't think this button tube is working like it's supposed to. So I can get this thing unstuck. Why is it being such a pain in the ass? why the color correction was going all haywire there. So it tells me there's a let's see if that works. I'm trying to give it as much tension as the new motor. That apparently is too much. And it just doesn't have enough like push to grab onto the filament right and push it through. You can see it just getting stuck. Okay, well. Just for giggles, what about changing motors? I don't know, I'm kind of at a loss here. I'm completely out of my element. It's just not extruding.
I mean, it's getting caught in it, but I don't know. Well, I mean, I thought I pulled it out enough, but I was able to do one color, or the blue at first, to swap motors. I'm wondering if maybe... I wonder if 210 maybe just not enough heat for this block. Bump it up to 220, see if that helps any. Yeah, I could get one to feed by hand, but then the second one would, I mean, the white originally on the orange extruder motor wouldn't like move at all. Yeah, both filaments are not able to feed by hand at this point. I mean, it just, I hear grinding and it's not pushing it through all the way. You can almost, it's crappy quality, so I don't know if I can get it to focus enough to see it real well, but I mean, it's just a popping. Okay. We'll do it the old-fashioned way of just remove all the filament, remove the Bowden tube, and go direct to the head. See what that does. One out, two out. Straight push you in. All right. Alright, so manually I can feed through each one. Alright. See if I can.
think just the path of the filament is not quite smooth, if you know what I mean. Probably just have to take it apart and see how far I actually need to get the Bowden in and get that trimmed up right, all that. But I was able to push both through, so that's at least a good starting point. At least enough that I can tinker from there. But it is installed. Now I just got to make sure that I've got one of the motors pushing through normal. I think it's just a clog, or the filament path is not exactly smooth. Like, it's made to have the Bowden go in and then it'll line up, because even just raw filament, I can feel there's a shelf that it's catching. It's probably the end of where the Bowden tube is supposed to sit. And I may just not have it full enough all the way in, so it's still catching somewhere. Mark and measure how much you have to pull back on the first one before the other can feed. Yeah, I need to do that. Preferably not on a live stream where, you know, I'm tripping over everything and I got more room to work. So, but I think that is. But, you know, I'll update everybody and see what's going on. You know, I'm not unhappy with this kit, don't get me wrong. It's my first dual color, and a mixing dual color really is what a Cyclops is, so I just gotta figure the quirks out with this one. But I may swap it out for a 0.6 nozzle instead of just a 0.4. That might also help, though 0.4 is supposed to be just fine, but then again, I don't know. I mean, I like this one having a 0.6. I can push a little bit more heat, better speeds. But I don't know. First, I'm just going to figure out the top end of it and see if I can just make it work. And I'll definitely update everybody, report back, put on the page, put my findings, hit the forums, see what all's going on with everybody else, see how I can do it. So, yeah, I'm guessing maybe it's not a mixing. You're right. It may be just a 2-in, 1-out non-mix. I think I read that somewhere that it was a mixing one, but, you know, I could be completely wrong, and that may be part of the problem. So, but yeah, thanks for hanging out. Sorry I wasn't able to get it to print all the way, but, I mean, if you had a full factory setup with the wires in the right spots and, you know, the cabling in the right spot, it would be a lot better than what kind of mess we went through. But, you know, hey, it's a process of learning, so I love it. Hope you guys got something out of it. Sorry to kind of cut it short, but, you know, kiddos are getting a little restless. They're supposed to be in bed, but they don't seem to really be. But yeah, I've got a little bit of tinkering to do anyway, so we may do a follow-up live stream just on it, showing, you know, what I've changed, since I do lives every Saturday night anyway. That's the normal one. This one was kind of a special because this Saturday is going to be a long one, doing the HE3D K280 large format Delta, doing the full live build of it. So we'll see you guys on Saturday. Thanks for joining.